A verse I found interesting, Isaiah 6:1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. And I often wonder, what did it mean by his train filling the temple? Well, if you look into it, when Solomon built this temple that God wanted to build, it was 90 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 45 feet high. And when his train, what that mean? When kings would win victories over a different country or a different nation, they would go to that king's train or that robe that was behind him and cut it off and sew his robe onto his robe per se. So theoretically, the longer the train was for a king, the more victories he won. Well, I did some calculations, and I could tell you all the measurements and the volume and calculate it up. But Queen Elizabeth II had the longest train so far in history, her coronation robe. It was 15 feet wide by 22 feet long. And so when theoretically hers was 22 feet long, I calculated the temple, the dimensions of King Solomon's temple, and did the dimensions. Now, if the Lord had a train, it would be 22 miles long, 15 feet wide, 22 miles long. So what the Lord was saying, He says, I've had victories as far as the eye could see. He said, I have had victories over and over. I've never lost a battle. So I'll tell you this: whoever you want on your winning side, look at the Lord. If you have questions, look at His train, see how long it is. As far as you can see, is victories for the Lord. If you follow in His footsteps, you'll sure have victory also.